Thank you, Nick. And in light of the devastation for our neighbours, Aussies are giving generously to the Australian Red Cross Japan disaster appeal, with millions of dollars raised so far.
But where does all that money go and how does it help? For more, we're joined by Michael Raper, Director of Services and Operations for the Australian Red Cross. In Brisbane is urban planner Ed Blakely, who assisted with rebuilding New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. And in Sydney, Craig Seitam from competitionsguide.com.au. Good morning to you all.
Morning.
Michael, firstly to you, what's the latest fundraising figure for this appeal?
I've just got the latest figures.
Yeah?
This is one of 4 appeals that we're currently involved in, but the figures have gone up overnight to 1.9 million now for the Japan appeal.
And that's money that Australians have given to the Red Cross?
That's money directly from Australians to Australian Red Cross, which will go through to Japan Red Cross and be distributed directly to people on the ground in the areas that are affected.
When will that money hit the ground? When will people have blankets or whatever it is that this money will buy?
Well, obviously, in a disaster, the key is being prepared, and so all Red Crosses throughout the 186 Red Cross, Red Crescent societies work to be prepared in the lead up to such disasters. So Japan Red Cross is already on the ground with blankets, beds and food and that sort of water and equipment. This sort of money will go to help people if they have to move, in order to replace equipment for their homes, in order to buy their own blankets and their own beds when they need to move back in, or to move to other houses. So it'll go out in the next week or so. It'll begin to flow directly to those people through Japan Red Cross and through the Federation of Red Cross, Red Crescent societies, which is up there now making an assessment of what are the real needs.
Yeah. Are you talking about being prepared? How do you prepare for this, though, Michael? I mean...
Well, look, it's true. It's very hard to prepare for a tsunami like that, but the more you are prepared, the better it is, put it that way. If you do have pre-positioned stocks of food, pre-positioned containers with equipment to help people immediately after, if you have the population resilient in their preparedness and able to bounce back, all of that preparation makes a big difference. It made a difference in Samoa, in Tonga, when that tsunami hit. It made a difference wherever we work with Red Cross societies. The more you can be prepared, the better, although I must admit, that's pretty severe what's happened up there.
Yeah. Ed, you've seen disaster and recovery efforts firsthand. How do these donations help with rebuilding such a devastated city? There are Australians who think, well, my $20 isn't really going to make a difference in this trillion-dollar problem.
Well, it makes a very big difference because people on the ground don't have supplies, and if there are supplies, they have to be replenished. So this is very important, and it's important the Red Cross does it because they're a coordinated agency. Well, and then you have to stabilize people into some kind of housing, and the Red Cross assists in that as well.
Okay, who generally determines where the money is spent, Ed?
The local Red Cross, and they generally do a very good job.
Okay. Craig, moving on to you now. Now, the downside to all this generosity is that some people are being taken advantage of. We see this all the time. What sort of scams are there out there at the moment?
Oh, look, at the moment, scam charity competitions are on the increase, and they're getting more elaborate, which is a shame because there's so many good ones and legitimate ones out there. We've seen in recent weeks a child charity in Cambodia, where they've got so much work to put this together, giving away a house in Queensland. But if you actually dig through the surface, there's no licence to run it. There's no house to the best of our ability, and the payment system looks absolutely dodgy. The fear is that the more tragedies that occur, the more of these competition scams you'll see. Okay,
Craig, how do people avoid getting caught up by scammers?
Look, the bottom line is that if you haven't heard of the charity, probably don't do it. Go for something that you do recognise. But if you are tempted, one of the first things that I suggest is look for terms and conditions and information, particularly if it's a competition. If there's no permit number, don't do it. Look for very secure payment systems. It's extremely important. And also, one thing I always suggest is to Google the name of the organisation plus the word scam. You'll see pretty quickly if it's dodgy or not.
The best thing to do is go straight to the Red Cross. How can Australians help, just quickly?
Well, the more money they can give, the better. That helps people meet their immediate and their individual needs, and it helps rebuild the economy when you spend the money locally. So perhaps, we try to make it possible for people to give. It's not an obligation, it's an opportunity. Perhaps they might like to give twice. Next paycheck as well.
All right, all the details are on the screen there. Thank you, guys.
John.
Michael, Craig and Ed, thank you for your time.
Thank you.